Hello, my wonderful elevated souls, and welcome to my channel. My name is Talia at Hidden Oracle 1811. These oracle readings are not only for you, but for me as well, because oracle and tarot readings are meant to be self-reflective initially, and whomever it doesn't resonate with, you will just be going along for the ride. And welcome. This spread is always meant for current energies, not past or future, unless the spirit unfolds it that way. This is the second reading of the day. It's February 28th, 2026. I'm trying out my new cards, and I kept going I with this pre-shuffle, and then one of the cards came out again. So, well, it came out first, and then I just looked at it and I was like, well, I wasn't sure if it was trying to come out or not, so I kept shuffling, and it actually spit itself out. So it the cards are really talking to me tonight. But this is from the Yin Yang Oracle deck. And this is how I'm feeling about this deck, right, or this spread right now. It's looking to me that it's going more into detail about a relationship that had been in separation, and they've come back. And so we're just gonna see. I'm gonna pull from two more decks just to see, to get more clarity as to why they were separated from you, and how you were feeling through that separation. The first card out is Trust in the Divine Timing. I feel like this is you. This was when you were not knowing what was going on, and you were probably overthinking and thinking about a lot of different things or scenarios, and that's where this person looked like they were deceptive and that they were in some type of temptation. They could have been, but the way I feel about it, I don't, because I only see two to three maybe bad cards, and the third one's not as bad as the first two. The third card, we have Karma, Balance, Justice. I feel like you both got your balance, or not balance, but you both got your justice, and the balance of the masculine, feminine energies. And this is a good karma coming from this. It might not even look like it, but let me finish reading it out. But it really is. The messages look hopeful. Anyway, you were longing for this person. You were in separation because you didn't know how they felt about you and what was on their minds, and what they were doing and stuff like that. You both still have this chemistry about yourselves towards each other, this passion, and you have a lot of depth. It's very deep. It's very emotional. And in this longing card, you feel empty. It looks like an emptiness because there's nobody there. It's just you in the shadows, and you got your sunlight peering through, but it's in black and white, so it just looks dull and lifeless. Toxicity, bound patterns. This person might have seemed like they were being toxic because they weren't dealing with you They have this pattern about themselves, though, and the toxicity that bounds them is by not coming forth, and leaving, instead of being in communication with the person that they like. I think this is something that they do in relationships. But they came back, or they're coming back, and they have an offer for you. With this rose, I want to say with love, a love offer. And with that love offer, you had been going through your darkness and discovering the self-love that you always needed to have anyway. But you've been doing your spiritual work. You've been doing your healing work, and in that you could have been doing a lot of creative projects and things like that. So you just been focusing on work and healing yourself. That was your intent. I'm reading this as the masculine, feminine, because this is Yin Yang Oracle. So to me, it's like as my other readings, the energies to me just seem like it's both. I mean, it is about couple, so. But in that, you discovered that you have the self-love. So you've been doing your own work, your own healing work. And this caused a storm, an unexpected storm within you. But then you have Rebirth card. And rebirth to me could be like starting over fresh, starting new. But you have winter, and winter is in the dark, but this card looks hopeful to me. So rebirth would be new beginnings. So he comes in with action and courage. And here we have beginnings. So it is a beginning, just like the rebirth card. He was scared, but he said, I'm going to do it because he has an offer of love for you. This is, again, we have renewal. That's the spark, the divine spark, that chemistry, that passion you guys have for each other. Because that's why you looked like you were longing for him, because, that's how it feels when you love somebody. The next card is celebration. You all are celebrating. You're communicating. You're happy that you heard from him. He's happy to hear from you. This is abundance. He's giving gifts. You might have a ring. You might have, an offer of anything. He might want you to move in with him. Who knows? It looks good. The next card is unity. You're transcending all of what you had gone through in this union, and you're growing in the process. I think both of you are. But this is a card of evolving. You have nostalgia. You have good memories. You guys have a history. So, you're not going to let this hurdle stop you. So you had nostalgia. You had probably arguments or passion, emotion. But those were your memories. Through the good and the bad. The next card is apology. So he comes in and he's asking for your forgiveness. You know, will you forgive him because of his pattern, his avoidance, you know, looking like a stalemate. That's something that he deals with. That's his way of not trying to face his, you know, his darkness or whatever. He's not trying to come forward to tell you what's going on because he's already assuming that, you know, it's going to be bad, just assuming the worst. But through that, when he comes forward or came forward through his action, he found that he has self-worth too. You know, you have your self-love and he's showing his self-worth. He knows that you're expecting that from him, and he's got to expect that from himself. You know? And you had to get out of your comfort zone of clinging, the longing for him, you know? Because I guess, I don't know if it's for women, but I know men, they definitely like the chase. And when you seem like you're so available on, like everything is him and not focused on things that you're supposed to be doing, it can cause this clinginess, you know. I don't know if men really like that too much. I mean, from what I've seen, they don't, you know, so, but that's something that that was in your south node. We're talking astrology, a comfort zone, because your south node is your comfort zone. Your north node is your uncomfortable zone, but is your, it's your life path. It's your North Star. So that's where you're going to find your success is in your North Star. But you're leaving that self note behind. You're not clinging. That's why you have your self-love, because your creation, you're in creation mode. You're doing things, you know, you're working, you're that was your intention set. You said, I'm not going to wait on him. I'm just going to do my healing and focus on me, which is good. He had to focus on his self-worth and see that he's better than that. Like you're not going to have a successful relationship if you can't communicate. And he knows that he looked probably like a failure or immature by not coming forward to tell you, and he loves you and cares about you. And then the last card was was cycles, completion, because you both changed. And he stopped this, and you stopped that, and you both found your self-worth and self-love. And that is a celebration. I'm going to pull from the Shadow Work Oracle and to see further how he was feeling when he was in avoidance. Like, what was he thinking about? How was he feeling at that time? And what he needed to work through to come towards you. Oh, 2 cards came out. You know, I'm going to have to... It's 2 cards. I'm going to have to keep those because we have deception, deceit. Honesty is the bridge to authentic connections. So he needed to come forward with, and he knew that. He knew that he needed to come forward. And then he had resistance. go with the flow and be open to life's changes. He was afraid of what he thought was going to be, what he thought it was going to be, and it didn't turn out that way. You had open arms for him, but he was looking deceptive by not coming forward, but he was in resistance, and it made him feel guilty for not communicating with you. That's what he was dealing with. I'm gonna put these here. He was dealing with that. And I'm gonna shuffle Your Feelings Are Valid from that oracle deck from your side. How you were feeling through all this. That's why it's very important to communicate. I mean, I don't know how people think a relationship can last if you're not on the same page, or, you know, you can't make plans. People don't like compromise either, but I think when it's two people, it has to come to that. You have optimism. Yeah. You kept yourself open. That's good. You stayed positive, even though you were like, well, that's where the self-love comes in. It makes sense. You were like, I'm focused on myself. I guess he'll come around. I love him. He's not, you know. I'm not gonna be longing and clinging. I'm just gonna hope for the best. So I'm gonna focus on myself. But you were healing, so that's how you got to that point, which is really good. I'm going to pull an angel number too. These angel numbers, they're good to meditate on. If these numbers come, you know, come at you, I think that's something that you can probably meditate on. Because I'm sure you'll get a lot out of it. And we have 1919, divine guidance. Your angels are guiding you on a path of purpose. Listen closely to their whispers, for their divine guidance will light your way toward a future filled with clarity and purpose. There you have it. He came with clarity, and your purpose is to be in union. You got your justice there. Whatever that third party was, whether it was his work, his family or friends, or another person, they didn't win. I mean, you have this guiding you all the way. And he's led by the angels too. That's why he came toward you. Because it gave you the clarity. You both got the clarity. Because he got the clarity of, this woman really does love me. She stayed open for me while I was thinking the worst. And she had understanding. And you were just being your divine self. You got your clarity, and now you're gonna have this future together. Because that's why it says divine time. Trust in the divine time, because it was gonna come, and it was gonna be clear, and your head was clear. You said, I'm gonna do what I need to do until he comes forward. This is a good reading. And remember to try to meditate on this number, because this is definitely a message for you at this time. I hope you all had resonated with this reading. That's all I have from the Divine Council this evening, and I want to thank the subscribers, likes, comments, shares, and I hope you all are having a great evening and have a harmonious and blissful evening and day or night. And thank you for watching. Bye.